Skinny Billy here. Done signed up to a gym. I had to go move to my home city, and things might be changing. I'm going hybrid. Here we are. Deb's Gym, House of Perfection. I met Deb when I was 12 years old. It's time to get it on. In the name of Jesus.
All right, starting here, I have to do a voiceover. This is my first time doing a voiceover, so bear with me. I'm recording this now, and basically, I'm just freestyling it. I'm walking in the gym, just taking a look around. I realize there's music playing, so basically, I did. I was like, I got to do a voiceover, so I don't really know how all this YouTube stuff works as far as that goes, but yeah. So coming up right here, I wanted to start it off with Psalm 1, verse 1 to 2. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. After this, I'll start my sets, and then I'll explain what I'm doing, and go from there. Basically, since I moved, I've been doing the calisthenics and stuff, but I pretty much can't do that anymore with my current setup since I had moved. So I just signed up to this gym, and I'm doing what I'm going to be doing now. I used to bodybuild, and I switched over to calisthenics a couple years ago, like a year or so ago. Shout out to Yard Out Fitness, Team Semi, and Master Shredder. And these are the guys that I was studying whenever I first started doing the push ups and the pull ups and all that stuff. Nowhere's near those guys, but I do have a background in bodybuilding. I did compete, things like that. But right here, I'm doing chin ups, like 10 reps, and then I do like little pumps at the top, right? And then I go over here and do push ups, and I do 30 reps, but they're shorties. So the pull ups and the push ups and everything I do is shorties. And I just copied the prison style shorty thing. It works for me, and I highly recommend it. And hey, say what you want. If you don't like it, I've been doing it for a minute, and it's been giving me great results. On these first few sets, I think I was messing up the counts. I was either doing too little or too less, something like that. I'm just like kind of retarded, so I'm just gonna, I admit that I'm retarded, and that's it. But I basically do the autistic loop. I just do, the chin ups to the push ups, the chin ups to the push ups, the chin ups to the push ups, over and over again. I don't even remember how many sets. I don't really count. I just go with how I feel, and then that's it. And that's pretty much what most of this workout is. And yeah, that was my first day back in the gym in a long time. Long, long time. Like back in my 20s, I used to lift a lot heavy, like heavy stuff, but it messed up my joints, and like I already have spinal issues. So it got to a point where like my neck like hurt. It got hurt to the point where like I couldn't even like hold weights in my arms anymore. And I prayed for like 7 years to be healed. And I'm just pleading to God, pleading, going to the chiropractor, all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like, God, heal me, please, please, please. And I didn't give up. And one day, all that pain just went away. What happened? God healed me. It's not like fully 100%, but I basically can carry weights like the groceries in my arms. Like, it's amazing. God's good. So, I mean, you could say, oh, well, God can heal you 100%. Well, God's kind of like mysterious. Like, he just does it in a way that, I don't know. Like, I would be a spoiled brat if I got everything I wanted. So, it's better than what it was. And I know that God, he has his own way of doing things, which we don't understand, but I understand later, and it's all for the good. So, yeah. Throughout my life, I've always had people come against me. They're always hating, always making comments. They'll be like, hey, you're skinny, or this or that. I literally, like, if you're fat, I'm not gonna look you in the face and be like, you're fat, bro. Like, they just literally crucify me daily. And I'm used to it. It's been my entire life like that. But it's given me the heart and the persistence to keep doing what I do. You know what I mean? They can make fun of me all they want because this is not the first time I've experienced that. I came into the world getting bullied. People calling me Asian, Chinese, there's another C word for that, but yeah, they tried to destroy me, and the thing is that they don't know how I am. They don't know my spirit yet. I'm a warrior. I am a warrior for Jesus. Warrior. And I can handle anything. It doesn't matter. God has put me through so many trials and so much fire that, like, bro, now I understand how Jesus went to the cross and got crucified because he was just on that level and he is inside me. So, yeah. Here, I was getting a shot of the posters. The second one's Ronnie Coleman, and then these other guys. Oh, right there, that's that. What's that, Bumstead dude? Yeah, I don't even really follow this stuff anymore. But a fun, cool little story way back in like '03. No, not '03. Maybe like '04, '05. Something like that. I met Ronnie Coleman. I met the king. I shook his hand. And he was competing at the Mid Florida Classic at the Dr. Phillips High School in Orlando. And I could tell you what, I've never seen a man fatter than he was, big and muscle. I don't care if he's taking crap or what. That man was like King Kong. That junk was insane looking. I'm telling you, like that was a sight to see. And I got to see it right at the tippy top of his prime. Back when he had that I forgot what it was, that unbelievable, or I don't know, it was some video he had. But if you ever look back, he's like just lightweight baby. Yeah, just doing hardcore stuff. I mean, he always says that, but yeah, it's been so long I don't even remember. I don't even have the DVD anymore. He signed it and everything. But, things happen and I go through life and I've lost everything that I've ever had. So, it's okay because God's replacing it with all this other stuff. Oh yeah, right here. I'm flexing my muscle, my bicep. I weigh about 122 pounds, 123 pounds in this photo or in this video. This bicep, just showing you right there. A little turn. Yeah, turn, turn. Yep. And this is natural. This is me. That's all my heart and dedication. I started out reading the Arnold Schwarzenegger Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding. I'm just a skinny guy, but I can pump it up. My diet is basically like I would eat burritos if I get hungry, or I'll eat a burrito every so often, or I'll even eat like a couple a day. Not even getting whatever I'm supposed to be getting. This is how I built my body because like I don't have it like everybody else, and it's not an excuse, it's just reality. I literally, like right now, my situation is like I'm kind of hindered on what I can eat and how often I can consume, or if I do want to get like better food in me, I just got to spend way too much money. So, you know, one day I might eat, 2 days I might eat. It'll be like even like this morning I had some Wendy's breakfast and stuff like that. And mind you, I smoke a lot of cigarettes and I have a lot of vices, and it's terrible. I've lived my life, and I have an addictive personality. So no excuses. It's just, to be honest, I like smoking cigarettes, even though it messes my teeth up. And it's like my bottom row is all buttery and whatever. And that's cool. If people want to be like, ooh, Whatever. I don't care. It's not like I'm kissing you anyways. So get away from me. That's why I created Skinny Billy. He has the weird Billy Bob teeth. And I used to run around as a kid with those in my mouth. And I'm just a little funny autistic boy. Um, and so I know people are already going to call me skinny. And I know people are going to make fun of my teeth when I talk. So I just go ahead and put the Billy Bob teeth in and I created Skinny Billy. Skinny Billy was created from depression, and he pretty much carries me through. He sees me through, you know? Literally, people think that these teeth are real. Oh, yeah, here's a little front double bi. Let's see. I'm actively like watching this as I'm recording. And mind you, I don't have the skills to like do all these effects and transitions, and I don't have an editor or anything like that. I don't have the means to pay anybody to do that right now. So this is how it's gonna be for now, and maybe later it'll improve as I gain more knowledge. Who knows what the future holds? I didn't even know I was gonna be doing this. So yeah, not even 3 years ago, I was living in my car. I was counted out. I was just left, abandoned, left to die, right in my car. Like I was just trying to Uber and DoorDash and all this stuff, and just my life was falling apart. But that was the best time I've ever had with God, and the most alone time I've ever had. So it's kind of like one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And you know, my car was pretty much going to break down at one point to the point where I was going to be homeless. And somebody actually paid $1,600 to repair my car. And they even gave me a job. And I was so weak, and like I was doing this janitorial job, and like I was trying to like hold it down, and just wasn't enough money, and it got to the point where like my feet were peeling, and it was just bad because living in a car sucks, and it's like keeping your hygiene up and all that. Yeah, I just pretty much walked away and quit. So I kind of did her dirty, and I'm sorry, April, if you ever see this. It is what it is. I'm still learning how to be a man, and it's funny because this lady has ties to this gym, and I messed that up, and she blessed me so hard. So I confess that happened, and I just decided this caught my eye. I wanted to zoom in on that. It's therapy. Yeah, it all starts with a dream, baby, and like this stuff heals you. You got to get out there and do these movements, like especially with calisthenics. My shoulder was hurting so bad that like one day I was at the Wawa. I went to go lift my left arm, my shoulder, and I had this incredible pain. I was like, "What the hell? I can't even lift my arm." And like I wasn't working out, and I was just laying in bed, just not moving and being depressed and sleeping on my shoulder. And then after finding out about calisthenics and being tired about my physique in life, this is like almost 2 years ago, something like that, a year and a half. I don't even remember. But after doing calisthenics and not doing all these pull ups and shorties and stuff, I'm healed. Like I had all this issue and pain in my hands and my joints and my fingers. It all was like gone. Like it's all way better than what it was. Like I couldn't even close my hand. It was bad. Like I was becoming like super old man, and I'm 41 now. And also, like I said before, I'm pretty remedial. So like I just ramble, like I forget what like it's hard for me to stay on track. So I'm just talking. I'm just, filling a space so it's not boring. But that's okay. I'm a work in progress, and if I was totally perfect, then y'all would be calling me Jesus, but I'm not. And I'll never be. I'm Skinny Billy, the dirty sinner. I am a sinner. So don't think that, like, praising God or whatever, that I might be like self righteous or whatever. No, 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 no. I acknowledge my sin. I am worthy to go to hell. He should toss me into hell right now. I'm that bad. But glory be to God that He loves me. Yo, I love the fact that He's not like, like people. Because if He ever acted like people, man, He would take this whole earth and just burn it up right now. He'd be like, done, world star, knocked out, GG. But God is God, and He's an awesome God, and He's full of love and mercy. and grace. And it took me a very long time to realize what this all meant. And, you know, for a long time, I've hated God for my life. I hated my trials. I hated all that stuff, the suffering. But now I understand why I had to go through that because those years, all these years of isolation, all these years of my life being put on hold, and right here I was doing some dips and push-ups, but the video is about to end in a little bit, and my GoPro has a problem with overheating. But yeah, I hated all that stuff, and I realized that my entire life of having this life on hold, while I watched everybody else get a family, everybody else get a career, everybody else have children. I don't have none of that. None of that. And that's okay, you know? That's okay. I got so much time. I got time, like, that's just crazy. Time with God, time to do these little shorties, time to record, time to do this voiceover. I don't have a little baby or something going, wah, and I'm like, oh man, I can't record this video. Nah, he's preparing a way. And then one day, if that does come, I'm not gonna be sitting there running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So I have faith, and I'm walking by faith and not by my sight. And it was a hard thing to do before, but God had stepped back in my life and revealed himself to me because I was on a marijuana card for about a year. I was hitting dabs every day. I was driving every day, super, super high on the dabs. And I could have got so messed up, hurt somebody else, pulled over, arrested. Who knows? I had it in my backpack. It would have been done. And they don't play over here. It's Polk County. We got Tommy Lee Jones for a sheriff. His name is Sheriff Grady Judd. He'll put you behind, he hates the weed. Just listen to him talk about it. Just look him up. Yeah. And God, he gave me extended grace and mercy. And then I went to go re up and get that like state license thing basically expired on me because I was going to go buy. And then that day I couldn't renew. The next day I couldn't renew. And I was like, yo, this is a sign. Because during that time I started fasting and like my car was messing up. I had this Honda, and then boom, like it was just wild spiritual warfare. Within like a couple of weeks, my car died, and then I had met this guy who happened to have the tow, who happened to have the car. Like whenever my car died, I had waited in the hood for like a couple hours, 2 3 hours, had to pay money, and then go and then wait and have faith, and then I got this car, and then I had to repair it. I'm still getting it repaired, and it's like faith, faith, faith. But right here I'm doing some like little bit of biceps. Yeah. And the video is gonna be ending soon, and like, share, subscribe if you like it. And sorry if I ramble too much. So there you go. Thank you.